This story started as a simple winter getaway, but turned into something none of us could explain. 4 years ago, my girlfriend Stacy and I were exhausted from everyday life. Bills, work, stress, it was all piling up. So Stacy suggested we rent a cabin deep in the woods for a weekend escape. A quiet place with snow outside, a fireplace inside, and no distractions. I loved the idea, except for one problem. We didn't really have the money. That's when Stacy suggested inviting my best friend Randy and his girlfriend so we could split the cost. Randy agreed immediately, and within a few days, we found the perfect cabin hidden in the mountains. Everything was set, but less than a week before the trip, Randy and his girlfriend suddenly broke up, and it wasn't pretty. I called Randy and offered to give him his money back, but he refused. He told us to still go enjoy the cabin alone. Honestly, Stacy and I were excited again, but the very next day, Randy called me back and said he had already found someone new to bring on the trip. That immediately felt wrong. Neither of us wanted to spend an entire weekend trapped in a cabin with some random girl Randy barely knew, but Randy kept insisting she was cool. He even offered to pay my entire portion of the trip if we let her come. Eventually, we agreed, and that decision still creeps me out to this day. The weekend finally arrived, and Randy introduced us to his new girlfriend, Lucy. At first, she seemed normal, quiet, shy even. During the drive to the cabin, Stacy and I tried making conversation, but Lucy barely spoke. Most of the ride was just awkward silence. When we finally arrived, the cabin itself was perfect. Snow covered the trees outside, the fireplace crackled softly, and for a while it actually felt cozy. That night we decided to play Uno, and that's when everything changed. At first, Lucy seemed more comfortable. She even laughed a little, but halfway through the game, Stacy called Uno, meaning she only had one card left. Lucy suddenly snapped. I mean completely snapped. She started screaming that Stacy was cheating, not joking around, genuinely furious. Her face changed instantly. Her voice got louder and louder until she was practically yelling at the top of her lungs over a stupid card game. We all sat there shocked. Randy tried calming her down, but she threw her cards across the room and stormed away. A few hours later, though, she acted completely normal again. That honestly made it worse. At dinner, Lucy suddenly started oversharing graphic details about her and Randy's private life. Stuff nobody says out loud around strangers. Randy looked completely embarrassed, while Stacy and I tried changing the subject. That night, Stacy woke me up because she heard Randy and Lucy arguing in their room. The walls were thin, and even though we couldn't make out every word, it was obvious something was seriously wrong. The next day felt tense. Lucy barely spoke. Randy looked exhausted. But the real nightmare started that night. Around 3 a.m., I woke up to someone standing over my bed. I nearly screamed. It was Randy. He looked terrified. He whispered, "Can I stay in here tonight? Lock the door." I asked him what happened, and what he told me still gives me chills. He said he woke up and saw Lucy standing at the foot of the bed, just staring at him in the dark. When he asked what she was doing, she quietly said, "I'm watching you sleep, just in case." Then she walked out of the room. A few minutes later, Randy noticed something lying on her side of the bed, a large kitchen knife. That's when he came running to our room. While sneaking through the dark cabin, Randy said he saw Lucy wandering around the living room, humming to herself, almost dancing. Then suddenly she stopped. Without even turning fully toward him, she calmly whispered, "I see you." At that point, none of us knew what to do. We locked the bedroom door and stayed completely silent. Then a few minutes later, we heard the cabin's front door slam shut. Lucy had gone outside in the freezing cold, wearing only a t-shirt and shorts. Randy checked the bedroom again and realized the knife was gone. Stacy wanted us to go find her, worried she might be sleepwalking or mentally unstable, but Randy was absolutely terrified. I'd known him my whole life and had never seen him that scared before. While we argued quietly in the room, we suddenly heard the cabin door open again, then footsteps, slow footsteps coming down the hallway. Lucy was back inside, still humming. We stayed locked in that bedroom for the rest of the night. Nobody slept. At sunrise, we finally heard her in the kitchen washing dishes like nothing had happened. No apology, no explanation, nothing. For a moment, Stacy thought maybe we were overreacting. Maybe Lucy had some kind of sleep disorder. But then Randy found the knife hidden inside Lucy's bag while packing his stuff. The exact same knife. That's when we left immediately. The drive home was silent. And after that weekend, Randy completely ghosted her. The weirdest part? None of us could ever find any trace of Lucy afterward. No social media, no records, nothing. It was like she never existed. And honestly, that's the part that scares me the most. Because sometimes you think you know someone after only a few days. But the truth is, you have absolutely no idea who they really are or what they're capable of.